This little girl here pushing her face in my video. Michelle here again. Another video. Michelle living in Ghana. I share with you guys my experiences, my choices when it comes to getting my house in order. I actually done about 2 videos this morning because it's tax time and I got a little tax refund money. So we have been adding to our comforts. Not ignoring the major stuff because I need to do my wiring and stuff, and then I have a roof thing I'm dealing with before the rain. But this morning it's not about those big problems, it's just the little things. So we bought some stuff. I even went to Afrimall and I did a video about a couple of things I purchased. Another thing I purchased at Afrimall was my hangers. Now I purchased some hangers at Melcom for $39.90 for 10, and I saw some hangers in Afrimall. Let me show you what they're like, and let me show you what the Afrimall one is like. So these are the 2 hangers. Let me switch. Right, so these are the 2 hangers, right? When you look at them, the style is the same. This one I purchased from Melcom, $39.90. Not saying anybody needs to do that. And this one, we were complaining that we spent the $39.90 and Afrimall had it for 30 cedis for the 10. So they are the same size, basically. In fact, the Afrimall is probably a little bit bigger, but this is thick, can be used, not flimsy, but this is still stronger. So I was bawling that I wouldn't pay $39.99 if I had this option. Let's get that straight. But to make me feel a little better, this still is a little bit thicker. Yeah, so the weight on this is a little bit, the material is a little bit better on this $39.91. But guys, in terms of cost effective, it might as well just get this. The difference is slight and it's aesthetic as well as efficiency. Well, as far as I'm concerned, they're all efficient, right? So let's not go there. But definitely, this was for 30 cedis in Afrimall, and this is $39.90 at Melcom, right? The other thing is we purchased this. We used to call it Space Saver in Jamaica. Where's that box? So this is the function, right? So it's supposed to go over the toilet like that. Please note, you have some hooks here. And over there, we found out that when we put it together, you can put tissue there. So it would save me having to purchase a separate tissue holder that you need to put on the wall, right? So Carissa got up and spent her time putting it together piece by piece. Now in Jamaica, we have metal with, slats. For this part, this is a kind of plastic. I don't know if it get brittle and hole, maybe it falls apart. But knowing me, I'd probably just get piece of board, put a ridge on the board and drop it on it. As long as this is still going, this won't be a problem for me. I know some of us would just run out and buy another one. I'm not the type. Alright, so this piece is to prevent whatever from falling. I think we have 2 more pieces of stuff that is supposed to be added to this, pushed on, like how these are pushed on. You notice it's just push them on. So I have 2 white pieces that push on and it has an adhesive. So I'm assuming that we should put them on the back piece here and put them on the wall. But this is our for toilet storage, right? So I'm going to put it in the toilet and then I'm going to show you my deep freeze and what we're doing with it and what we hope to accomplish with it. Okay, so this is it in the bathroom. I'm going to eventually put this tissue at the side, but this is it, right? I have some caddies that I brought with me, but I have not been able to decide if I want to put them to the wall or they're getting damaged there because the constant water is making them rust. So I'm going to see how I can put one on this, and then this side now is the tissue holder. Okay, so see the risk here now? I had this here, and because of the moisture and so, some of the rust was getting there and the debris and so on. So it's keeping water in the area, settling in the area, so you don't want that. So this is it, right? There's a hook here that I decided to just hook this caddy on. I can still decide, to get screws in and put one inside there. That will come. But as a temporary placeholder, it can actually go on this and help weight it down too. And then the other one, I just put it here. So I am going to put them on, in the shower, because they're a shower caddy. But for the space saver, as I call it, I can do it. And there's the tissue, right? So that's one purchase. The piece that we said could probably fasten it to the wall. Sorry, it won't work because right here it's prevented from kissing the wall because of the piping here.
Oh, did you buy the shoes?
Right, so it's not going to work.
What do you mean? Remember,
So
still have mine.
we have to be careful how we put it, because I was hoping that I could flush it to the wall, and because it didn't put anything in the back here to prevent anything from falling off that way. So I guess we just have to be careful. But it's not a bad purchase, considering we didn't buy it at Malcolm. This was at the gates. Cotacabra have some little small shops at the entrance when you go in. So this was a purchase made there. So I'm going to go on to the next purchase that, supposed to help. Okay, so Lord, hope you guys can hear me even though the generator is going and I don't want to turn it off yet. We purchased this near Cotacabra outside on the road. I think it has a shorts, but it helps with the extra space. And this is the battery for the fan I showed in a previous video as something I purchased from Afrimall, right? These are the handheld fans that we use normally. I'm going to show and this now is the deep freeze that we purchased, right? We have had it on since morning and you can see the frost coming in. We are hoping that if we freeze it, right, see it starts hardening, we can use it, so we would have ice and cold stuff for the day. So when we turn off the generator, we are hoping this frost will keep for the rest of the day. If we have tough icy stuff in here, something is leaking, one of the bags is leaking, we could use those in the ice box, the igloo, and keep it. So this is the other purchase that I made. I'm hoping that I had to move from there because of the noise with it, but you see those things. I showed you the battery for a fan I purchased at Afrimall. This is the fan. Have not seen that video yet. You slide the battery in and it's powerful. 330. Hold on. Is it? So it's 330 cedis for the fan. But the fan is really powerful and was a better choice than the one I saw at Malcolm. That looked really, really attractive. I like the shape, and not necessarily the fact that it's white, because white mess up too easily, but I liked it. It had different levels, but even the highest level, when it's at the highest level, it's not as powerful as this with no level. This just, you slide on the battery, turn it on, and it just goes. I tested it last night. I didn't get to charge it long because by the time we got home, I don't think it got full 2 hours charged. So it gave me about 2 hours. Funnily though, when I got up this morning and turned it on, it still, it came on. That is before I charged it. So maybe more was left. So I'm going to be experimenting with that. Get the battery fully charged and see how long it lasts through the night. I don't use the fans right through the night. Each time I get up, depending on how hot the time is, I will feel hot. So what I normally do when I have the handheld fan is just lay down for a little bit, relax my mind, and turn on the fan for a little bit until it cools down my body. Then I turn it off and then go to sleep. And by the time we hit 12:01, I think it's cool enough because I leave the windows open because it has the bars. And because the bed head is there, it doesn't cause too much of a, well, I'm not saying I can't throw something in there, God forbid, but relatively safe. And I try not to be like directly under it, under the open part with the mesh. She stays further to the left and I stay further to the other side, right? Yeah, so the deep freeze now, you saw that it's frosting up. We have had the generator on for like 2 hours now. It's frosting inside the deep freeze. We are still testing it out to see how long that frost lasts after we plug it out, because I know people are going to tell me the risk to it, plugging it in, plugging it out. I know there is a level of risk. The general persons who know and electricians who know about this can speak to it too. I don't mind getting those advice, but that's the best we can operate, because even when I wire this house, unless I put the solar in, I'm not gonna have consistent power, right? The purchase of the deep freeze really is to alleviate some of the stress with not having things cool and being able to get a little bit of ice so that we don't end up spoiling. Because sometimes we buy meat not for today, like for tomorrow, and when we go to the ice block place, they don't have any ice. So we have attempted twice to work around that. The only thing that works is if you got the chicken, the meat, tough, really hard, frozen, then it's more likely to last overnight. But I remember recently we lost a piece of beef because we bought beef, minced some. The minced one last, but the other one was stink by the following day, So we lost that piece, and we have lost chicken and chicken foot and so on that way already. So we are hoping that with this, at least we have the opportunity to have it filling in where we fall short with ice that way, until we get solar or some other light source. So that's my way of dealing with the issues, the alternative to dealing with the no light issues. My way of dealing with the no light issues, or issues, yeah. And I thought I'd share it with you. We're slowly getting there, as I say, step at a time. I am working on the major stuff as well, so I'm hoping that before this cash runs out, I can wire the house and do something. I'm not going to be able to do everything to the kitchen, but for the wiring to be done, I have to put in the ceiling joints. So I didn't think of it until, but for the wiring to be done in the house, all the ceiling joints have to be in. So I have the hall, the laundry, and the living room ceiling joints to go in, and I bought the wood for that. So I'll be moving on to that. But you guys will see the progress as we go along. Thank you for tuning in again, Michelle, living in Ghana. I usually don't say Lion of Judah Estates, but I have said it enough. It's not like I say it every time. When I'll say a number of times Michelle living in Ghana, I don't usually say Michelle living in Ghana and Lion of Judah Estates, but I am at Lion of Judah Estates. Somebody asked me the other day, so I am saying it. Yes, I'm at Lion of Judah Estates, and I am the only resident currently. I have shown videos with the changes that are happening, so hopefully we will be getting a couple, at least one more resident in Lion of Judah by